I'm Professor Srivichai, or you can call me Nuj, and I will be your guest tonight. And with me, Kun Alex Mavro.
I'm still here.
Okay, thank you. So please let me introduce our center, Sustainability and Entrepreneurship Center. It's an academic-based advisory, and we are the part of Sasson School of Management. Our activities include curriculum development, corporate training and advisory services, research and outreach initiatives with our specialty in sustainability and entrepreneurship trainings. And today we are honored to our guest of the three startups. And Kun Alice, could you tell us more about our center?
Yes, indeed. The Sasson Sustainability and Entrepreneurship Center began its young life about 10 years ago in a business school to try to help business people breathe a little societal comprehension into their business operations. And so they wouldn't focus on just the bottom line, but also on improving quality of life of those around them. And we've been very emboldened over the past 8, 9 years to see the great response that we've had from business students here at the school and from the community at large. We hope you'll be able to come back and see some more of these discussions with us. We'll be trying to get them going back on an average of once a month, like we had done before COVID. And if we can do that, then we'll all benefit, we'll all learn together.
That's
back to you, Gudu.
Okay, thank you so much, Kun Alex. So I would like to get into the live panel discussion. Why we are here, because waste is a significant problem worldwide, and now they return to us and create microplastic problems in food chain. Latest study found out that from UK National Oceanographic Center, they described that there are 21 million tons in Atlantic Ocean, and most commonly found are packaging. So SDG Goals 12 is promoting resources and energy efficiency to create a better quality of life for all. In order to achieve the goal, we have to shift from the linear economy to circular economy. So our guests from three startups will share their experiences to achieve this goal. So first of all, I would like to let you know about our instructions for today. So first, please kindly keep your microphone off with the video off all the times. And if you have any questions, please raise a virtually hand to us. So the host will let you ask the question after the panelists finish their talking. Then please give the permission if you want to have the speaking, they will let you speak accordingly. And please engage with us with the Menti links that we will introduce you how to do that later on. And each Menti session has a unique code. Please follow instructions when prompted. And last but not least, if you have any questions, please keep it in mind or write it down or anywhere that you can keep it. And then when we show the Menti link, please type it there, and then we will provide it you via the Zoom chat here and also on the Facebook Live. So first, I would like to know about you too. We would like to know about you. Please share where you are and where do you work by this Menti link. As you can see from the chat.
Sassin.
Yes, thank you so much. You can also share with us with the Menti link, and then it goes to the cloud. Please scan, or you can also use the World Wide Web, menti.com, and type the passcode, the 7633942, or you just easily to scan. And I will give you the time, some minutes to explain. And there are the options to type it down, where you are from, where you are now, what are you working for, which company, which background that you are in. Okay, so we are about to see the result very soon. Okay, it's loading because this is like the Menti word cloud. Okay. So we have Trash Lucky CEO and from Bangkok. Thank you so much for engaging with us. So thank you from Bangkok. If anyone cannot cache the QR code, you can follow the link from the chat message. Okay, here you go. Can you see? Can you see, Alex? Where are you from?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, most of us are from Bangkok, students. They're from home, yes, of course. And the head of external affairs. Thank you. Government, climate change activist, and sustainability, Unilever. If I'm sorry if I'm spelled wrong. Feed Up, government, Unilever, head of extended. Okay, food surplus. Thank you so much. So now we know where are we from, what we are working for. Okay, we are waiting. So you can also type your nationality and also where your country, where you're from. Okay, so now we know our audiences, and thank you so much for sharing with us. You're from Serendipity, climate mitigation. You're from Japan, from Thailand. Mostly from us are from Bangkok. Feed Up. Okay. Thank you so much for joining with us. Thank you so much. So we are all from the different places, but mostly from Bangkok. And I see that the WWF Thailand and Japanese Mega Bank, Philippines. Thank you so much. Math Alone Foundation. Okay. So we will wait for a few seconds and then we will get started with the panelists. Before that, we will move to welcome opening remarks by our director, Mr. Surawat Promyotin, or you can call him Kun Sam. He's our Director of Sustainability and Entrepreneurship Center. So Kun Sam will give us the opening remarks from the event. Thank you so much, Kun Sam.
All right, thank you, Kunut. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, please.
All right, great. All right, welcome to this live panel discussion on responsible consumption and production, the circular economy heartbeat. So my name is Surawat Sam Promyotin. I'm the director of the Sustainability and Entrepreneurship Center here at the Sasson School of Management. Many of you who are familiar with the UN Sustainability Development Goals will recognize the title of our webinar, that it resonates with SDG number 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. If you've seen the icon for SDG number 12, you might recall that it looks like an infinity symbol, which for me reminds me of the circular economy. As you may know, the circular economy is an especially powerful and elegant concept in sustainability. Unlike the traditional linear economy where we take, make, and dispose, in other words, we take resources, we make products from them, and then we dispose of them as waste. So instead of that, the circular economy is characterized by make, use, reuse, remake, recycle. So we keep resources in use as long as possible, and we extract the maximum value from them. And then we recover and regenerate products at the end of their service life. So notice, by the way, that recycle is something we do only if we cannot reuse or remake. So today, the theme of our panel discussion is centered around this concept of sustainable consumption and production. All three panelists are examples of sustainability through an entrepreneurial mindset, which is not only the heart and soul of our center, but also of the Sasson School of Management. So at this point, I would like to hand things over to Nut, Alex, and the SEC team. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, Kun Surawat, Kun Sam, our director. So let's move on to our panelists. Please welcome. We will introduce one by one. So first, Kun Karanit Thang Ansanagun, or you can call her Kun Geek from Relief.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Okay. So next will be Kun Supachaya Tesha Chuchet or Kun Ann from Refuel Station.
สวัสดีค่ะ
And also Kun Natapak Atishat Takan, or you can call him Kun Nat from Trash Lucky.
Hello.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's move on. Let's start our talking today. And I would like to know, please let us know about your amazing journey of your business or startups. Can I start with Kun Geek or Relief to start about your business and tell us more about that, please?
Hi everyone. First of all, thank you the Sustainability and Entrepreneurship Center for inviting me here and inviting me to the interesting discussion. Okay, I'm a co-founder of Relief, and I'm not sure what we call ourselves. Definitely, I don't think we call ourselves startup, but more like a small business with environmental objective. We found back in 2017. I'm sorry, can I control the slides? Yeah, okay. Right, thank you. So we found in 2017 by me and another co-founder. I have background in as a researcher in sustainable business field. My partner, he worked 10, 20 years in the field of conservation scientist. So we call ourselves Reef. Reef, as you see, is from the coral reef. We use reef as like an iconic from the ecosystem that one of the most diverse marine ecosystem. The reef cover less than 1% of the world ocean, but it nurtures around 25% of all ocean species, right? And at the same time, the reef is the ecosystem that is fragile and one of the most threatened by climate change and human activities from, you can name it, from plastic pollution, as you know, from unsustainable consumption and unsustainable coastal development, and also chemicals from our daily products, right? And we believe that, if we can save coral, we can save ourselves, because you know that the reef is provide food and work as the shoreline protection, and also is provide job for in tourism sector, right? And also it's a sources for many biomedical products now and in the future. So we have to save coral, and this is the story of we'll come up with the name of our company. So what we do. What we do. Actually, our activities can divide into 3 main categories. The first thing is we communicate and try to raise awareness among consumers and also businesses in Thailand. So back then, we, as a researcher and my co-founder, he worked in the field of research and also conservation. So we are familiar with, you know, reading academic journals and, you know, difficult articles. And we want it to be like easier for the public to understand. So we're trying to translate it into, you know, in human language, in the language that it's easy for the public to understand. We use a Facebook page as a platform for exchange idea and to spread the concept of sustainability. And also we trying to provide them with research updates and also what's going on in the world. And also when we communicate the problems of the environment and sustainability, and many times we got the comments and questions, what can we do from the public? So we also developed an affordable eco products as an alternative. And we also develop an effective and sustainable corporate social responsibility projects. Now, this is something that, you know, you see the list, and we might not finish everything yet, but it's something that we list. We have the to-do list, and now we have a Facebook platform. Now we develop alternative products, and we have started develop a CSR with which we will, you know, work with corporates here in Thailand. And also we have facilitated environmental campaigns with our partner. This is to empower the consumer, and we're trying to expand our network. We believe that, you know, we are just a small individual, but together we can make a change. And one thing is that if we can form like-minded individuals, and our group gets bigger and bigger, we will have like a power to push forward a policy change. That's actually the real objective of our, So this is an example of what we share on our Facebook. This one is the campaign on the ban on shark fin, right? And this one is just recently climate change, rising temperature, and this one bushfire in California. So we're trying to keep the public update of what's going on in the world. This is the example of our alternative products. Actually, the what do you call, like the signature of our product is the reef safe sunscreen, ocean friendly sunscreen. I believe we are the first brand in Thailand that offer the reef safe sunscreen. So some of you may not know that the product, the sunscreen product, 70% of sunscreen product is available in the market contain chemicals that harm coral. So these chemicals, cause coral bleaching. It damage coral DNAs and make them sick and make them unable to reproduce. So we replace those harmful chemicals with minerals. So it worked the same. So the function as a sunscreen worked the same with SPF 50, PA+++, but you can just simply switch from, like conventional sunscreen to our products, and you can at the same time save coral. So, and other products is, like an alternative to single-use plastic. And we also have the upcycling products, which is made from recycled fabric, like t-shirts, socks, and sun protection clothing. This we work with our partner. And this is our sunscreen. For our service, this is actually, we just started, but it's on our to-do list. So as a background, as a researcher, I have participated in the social impact assessment projects for several years. So we're trying to develop an effective and sustainable corporate CSR project, because as you may know, like I won't mention the name of the company, but some of them don't have how would I say it, like not really good CSR projects. So instead of invest the money to the CSR that doesn't make sense, it's more effective to work with us. So it's something that we will we already start, but we will, unfortunately it's COVID-19, so we will continue after this, maybe next month or the next 2 months. This is the examples of our campaign. So the first poster is straw-free movement, which we start 2 years ago, and we had around 60 cafe and restaurant around Thailand participating in our project. We simply provide a poster for them because that back then we are kind of lack of information. It was very difficult for the owner to explain to their customer why they didn't provide a straw, right? So we kind of, okay, you can just put on this poster and the customer will read it and they will understand. And now this campaign has shifted into ocean-friendly cafe and restaurant networks. Now we have around hundreds, I'm not sure, maybe 200 cafes and restaurants in our group. And this one is the t-shirt. It's a fundraising project for Dugong last year. This we work with our partner Moloop, which is also interesting startup. Maybe you can invite them in the next occasion. And the last picture is actually is plugging project, which we work with Thai-Swedish Chamber of Commerce last year. Okay, and we have numbers of partner, and yes, that will be all for review as a brief introduction of who we are and what we do, and I will answer the second round.
Okay, thank you so much, Ingrid. I really like your projects, and also it's really new to me that you also already done the project with the companies for the CSR, and we'll get back to that question later on. For now, can I move on to Kun An from Refuel Station? Could you share about your business, how you started, your inspiration, and could you share your business to us, please? Kun An.
Yes. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to share on these panels. And so first of all, I'm not a businesswoman. I'm a scientist. I'm graduated PhD in biology, doing and research on endangered species bird. But however, we think that like building a check dam and reforestation is not the only way that we can protect nature. So we start doing the refill station. We are the first bulk store in Thailand. Okay, yeah. So my friends and I are the young active activists. We met, sorry, buttons. I think it's a bit delayed. So never mind. So we are a young active activists. We met while doing environmental volunteering activities, and we think that like we can do something else more than just like go to the forest on every weekend. And then we start thinking to do a bulk store to reduce the plastic pollutions. So I couldn't change to the next pictures. Could you please check? Okay, we are like a very good team. So I'm a biologist and my friends in the middle is Pear. She's doing a product design. So she's kind of arranged the store and all the graphics. And the last one, the guys, which is named Namon, he's a business developer. So he can take care of financials, feasibilities, and give a very good advice on doing a business. I've always called refill station as an inconvenience store where people have to bring their own container to buy a liquid detergent. We would like to be a model shop to tell other people that they can start doing something by easily, simple, like encourage people to bring their own containers. And we also provide a various product that make your zero waste life being easier. Apart from that, we also create a zero waste communities where people all like gather together, sharing their experience, sharing their feeling that they are not lonely in the like wasteful society. And lastly, we doing an education programs, like teaching a very young kids about the waste problems or climate change, pollution, and others. But before like coming now today as a refill station, we just table a small shop among the market. Oops. Again, can you change to the next slide for me, please? Okay, so after we like thinking about it, and we have no time to do research because there is not such a thing in Thailand yet, and we try to like create a small shop to tasting the market to get the feedback in the local market. And I think it's gonna be very long about the journey, and I will share with you later on. So I will go back to Kun Note.
Thank you so much, Kun Ant. So you share with us about how you started the business and also your team and the way that you said that you wanted to do like education model shop and also reach out to the community. Thank you so much. We really have many questions for you, but right now can I go to Kun Nata Park from Trash Lucky to share the experiences later. So can Kunat share with us about your ideas and also the startup, please? Thank you.
Sure. Hi, everybody. And thank you, Kun Nud and Kun Gig and Kun Ann for sharing us your experience. I think for me, similar to Kun Gig and Kun Nud, the inspiration is that we see all these pollution being, created in the environment. Myself, I'm a longtime surfer and scuba diver, and it really pains me to having to pick up plastic every time I go into the oceans. So I thought that if I'm going to build startup, then it should be something that tackled this ocean pollution problem. I think the only difference that between Trash Lucky and the two previous startups is that the previous two are kind of the inner circle of the circular economy of reducing and reusing, while Trash Lucky is on the outer circle, which is recycling. So without further ado, let me control the screen and move the. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about Trash Lucky and what we do. So like what I mentioned, we're trying to solve this problem where people do not sort waste and recycle, and this problem is seen all over Southeast Asia. And our approach is that we incentivize people to recycle by allowing them to exchange recyclable items with our lucky draw tickets to win prizes. Now, they can sort and send us their recyclables. These are the actual pictures from our members. So you can see it's very clean, very well organized. And or they can buy our recycling box bundle, which includes door-to-door shipping, or they can drop it off at our collection points. So people will earn points based on the amount of recyclables they submitted. The more they recycle, the higher the points they earn, and the more lucky draw tickets that they earn. So essentially, the more you recycle, the bigger the chance of you winning the lucky draw. Now, we accept 4 types of recyclables: plastic, glass, paper, and metals. And each type has its own subtypes, as displayed here. And each of them has their own point system. So for example, all the plastic categories on the left side, we accept PET, HDPE, and PP. So basically water bottles, milk jugs, and food container, for example. And every 1 kilogram earns you 10 points, as an example. And every 5 points earn you 1 lucky draw ticket. Now, we currently hold 1 lucky draw per month with 10 total prizes worth over 9,000 baht, the grand prize being 3.8 grams of gold, which is today, I think it's worth about 7,000 baht, because gold has been skyrocketing since like COVID. So good for our members, not too good for our bottom line, but that's okay. As long as we can incentivize people to recycle, it's good for us. And in the future, we want to build the value of the prizes to 1 million baht. And I'll explain later like how we plan to do this. The reason that we took this approach is because we realized that 20 million Thais spend 250 billion baht per year on buying lottery. So they really love this game of chance. So if we can convert recyclable items into lucky draw tickets, then perhaps it will create so much value that people will change their perspective of how to see these recyclable waste and will no longer littering them mindlessly, and instead collecting them, sorting them, and recycling them. So we have like a pretty diverse customer group from both B2B and B2C segments. We've helped the eco-lover convince their loved ones at home to recycle. We've helped people in the bottom pyramid in the low-income community deal with their recyclable waste. And we have also helped companies run like office recycling program. And soon we are going to be launching our school recycling program. Now, business model is pretty simple. So we incentivize people to recycle. They send their recyclables to us, and then we sell it to the recycling ecosystem, who will convert the materials into raw materials for creating new products. And then we use part of the income to fund the lucky draw prizes. So essentially, it's a revenue model. So the more members, the more trash means the higher the price, and that's basically how we plan to scale our members, our volume of waste, recyclable waste, and our price to 1 million baht. And you can see this is kind of what we have achieved. So on the left is like the current picture, and on the right is what our member have been doing. So you can see, it generates a much higher quality of recyclable plastic. And we realize that we can't do this alone. So if anyone out there is willing to partner and help us with adding drop-off locations where people can drop off their recyclables, or if you have shipping or logistic capability to help us with moving the stuff, or even sponsor who would like to sponsor prizes, please do contact us. And lastly, our vision is oceans without plastic. If you'd like to join us, you can find us online, line ID @TrashLucky, or follow us on Facebook, TrashLucky. Thank you.
And thank you so much, Kun Nat. So I really learned a lot from your perspective about how you started your startup. Like you merged the Thai society culture into the startup business in order to reduce the numbers of the garbage to the landfill or to the ocean. In terms of that, you are using the lucky draw or something that related to Thai culture that I just know the first thing is like Thai people spend 250 baht per year for the lotteries, and also like a lot of people engage with that. So before I am sure that there are lots of questions from our audiences, and but before that, we will get back to the questions, please. The audiences, can you scan the QR code and then you can type it down with the Menti? This is the different QR code from the previous one. So the audiences, please kindly scan and type the questions and also the thing that you might want to share or exchange your knowledge. And later on, after this discussion, we will like ask your question. If you want to contribute more, we will do it after that. So right now, I would like to ask about the questions that we have from Kun Gik. From Kun An about. Can I ask about the why is now the time, or why was the time that you started this refuel station? Why it was that time that you think that your company has to be existed? Please share with us.
Yes, sure. As most of you may know that plastic waste pollution is one of an environmental crisis, and I think like we all as a consumer, we all produce like plastic waste, and we gotta find out, especially in the times of COVID-19 situations, the awareness that has been built up so far in Thai communities have been neglected, and the plastic waste numbers is increasing dramatically. And I think it's very important that people can get access to the products with our packagings. Not everything is not hygiene, like soap, shampoo, especially. You can refill it in the bottles, and the refill station only may not serve everyone, but we are the concept. So we wish to see more and more refill station business in every corners of Thailand, so people can easily living zero waste life. And also other products, as we have been encouraging, like bring your own water bottles, bring your own lunch containers. Yes, and I think it's times and it's importance for this kind of eco business are emerging in these situations.
So you mean go back to like 2017 that you started the business, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
At that times, it's becoming like plastic waste becoming known, but not much. In the research fields or in the conservations. It has been talking about for long. And recently, in the year later, in 2018, a pilot whale died because of the plastic in their stomach. And at those years, plastic waste becoming more popular, or I would say like is well mentioned publicly. And then last year, the very cute dugong, Maliam, have been dead by the plastic as well. So people are getting more aware of the problems.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ka Kun An. So let's move on to Kun Geek from Relief. Could you share us about your first paying customer and how you attracted to them? Like, because I've heard that you have a very unique and also like very nice product about sunscreen. So could you please share with us and also another products about the first paying customer situation?
Okay. It's not easy to answer this one, Kunut. My first paying customers, is that including my friends? because because they have to show their support to my business, and even without discount, they are kind of one of the first customer. Start with my friends and my family, but yeah. Okay, if I'm gonna answer this question, it's gonna be a bit long answer. I would like to talk about changing behavior, because the products that we offer to the market is an alternative to what they have at that time. And to change that behavior is to change from the for example, single-use plastic to an alternative, from chemical sunscreen to the less harm, a more sustainable product, right? And for me, theoretically speaking, for the behavior change to happen, we would need 3 sets of factors functioning together. These 3 sets of factors are, first of all, the right attitude. The right attitude comes from what? Information, the knowledge. This we can learn in school, university, or we can, from the news and what's going on around the world. Second is the factors, we call it facilitators. In Thai, it would be สิ่งอำนวยความสะดวก. This one can come in many forms. For example, economic incentive, laws and regulations, but also cultures and social norms, as well as accessibility to alternative products. Then we come to the third factors. This one is appropriate infrastructure. We need a proper infrastructure in place to be able to change people behavior, right? So these 3 sets of factors, right attitude, facilitators, and appropriate infrastructure need to be in place and work together. So at that time, what we do is provide information. As I mentioned earlier, that we trying to update the research and provide information what's going on around the world in a language that is easy to understand. So we trying to shape the right attitude for the public. But back then, this kind of products it's hard to find. So we offer whether it's Reflect sunscreen and other alternatives to single-use plastic, as they have better access to these products, right? And yeah, I think what we did is trying to make it easier for the consumer to change their behavior. At that time, it's like it was very hard to, there were like many brands of sunscreen, and without knowing why they have to change, they will not change. And without knowing how the single-use plastic will affect marine ecosystem, they will not change. So we're trying to, what we provide is information, we provide alternative, and then what we're trying to push forward is that we're trying to make policy change. You know what I'm talking about, right? Because it's, we are, I think me, Kunut, Kun An, and Kunat, we are around the same generation, right? And we growing up in the country where we rely so much on awareness raising, right? And if awareness alone can solve the problem, all the problems should, have been solved already. So it's proof that only awareness is not enough. We need other factors. And I would like to mention something that I have a chance to discuss with Mr. Ambassador from Sweden in the alumni gathering. And I told him the story about in my Facebook page when I post about waste management and things, and people will I most of the time I got comments like, because a country in Europe like Germany and Sweden or maybe Japan, I mean, they are like have more awareness than Thai people, but actually what in place is regulations, laws, and economic incentive. So we cannot rely alone on awareness. And this is what me, Kun Ann, and Kunat try to do, and trying to like make the sustainable choice an easier choice, an easier option for the consumer.
Thank you so much, Kun Gik from Relief. And can I move on to Kunat from Trashlucky?
Before you do that, could I interject a question, please?
Okay.
Did the behavior of your friends change when they started using you?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, then mission accomplished, at first step, right?
Yeah, actually I got the question like, what is your success so far? And every time my success is that I see change in the people around me.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ka. So can I pass to Kunat from Trashlucky? So can you tell us about like how much growth that you can expected from during the COVID situation? Can you tell us about during that time, please?
Sure. I think it depends on how you take or how you approach the situation and where you are in terms of business sector and where you are as a company, right? Like I think it's gonna be different from each company. So for example, right, like the e-commerce segment has been doing well. Like a month ago, Jeff Bezos values worth like jumped 13 billion US dollar in one day because the Amazon stock like popped up because of their stellar performance during the COVID, because people just stay home and start buying stuff to be delivered at home. And I think as of last week, Apple is now a $2 trillion company, because again, they benefit from this COVID period where people stay home, so they need to buy more computers, more laptops, or even Zoom, right? Like that we're using now. I mean, their stock had been on a tear too, or like on a lucky case, there's a company with similar ticker with Zoom video conference that we're using now, but another Zoom company that has nothing to do with this Zoom conference. Their stock even went up too because people bought the wrong stock. So in that case, they were lucky because of this COVID situation. I think if I bring the answer closer to home and closer to like like our topic of startups, I definitely see like a bunch of Thai startups that pivot themselves very well to adapt themselves to the situation. I think 2 to 3 examples I really like. I guess 2 examples I really like. The first one is Seekster, which is like a platform for sourcing maids, cleaner, etc. Now, once the COVID hit, they quickly added a service to disinfect office location and homes. So of course, people are gonna have a huge demand for that, right? So they react so quickly. They say, "Oh my God, like office gonna shut down." But then what do I do? Like if office shut down, then there's gonna be no demand for my maid. but instead they add like, another service that they see from the situation that their current customer would need, right? Another one is like a Fresh Get, which is like a marketplace for restaurant supply. So pre-COVID, their business has been growing very healthily because they supply all these ingredients to restaurants. But once COVID hit, all the restaurants shut. But so what they did was they just went direct to customer. People are staying home more, so then instead of selling to restaurant, they sell to the people who are staying home, start cooking more, etc. So I don't know about their top line and bottom line growth, whether it actually shrunk, stay the same, or increase. But I just want to highlight that if you are flexible and kind of on your feet and you're connected to your customer, I think you can adapt yourself to a lot of situation that you think might be a crisis and you turn it into an opportunity. For us as Trash Lucky, I think we got pretty lucky because we had like a diverse set of customers. So even though like the restaurant segment basically shut down, they don't recycle with us during the 3-month kind of lockdown period, but the waste from at home segment increased, so it kind of even out, right? So we didn't shrink, and we're basically on par, and now starting to grow again. So yeah, so in summary, it really depends on your business and whether you can turn a crisis into opportunity.
Okay. So thank you so much, Kun Nat, that you shared with us about the key thing that during the time of COVID situation, the main point is we have to connect to the customers directly, whether in any circumstances. And also we would like to know more for the second round with the Kun An from Refuel Station. And I wanted to ask about how were you able to taste market of your product or services with your target audience? Could you please share with us, Kun An?
Yes, sure. This is one of the first question that we ask in our teams. Like, we are concerning a group, like whether we should focus on group B consumer or group C consumers. Like the group C is the people who spend like small monies for sachet or create small waste, or group B who is earn more income and likely to understand about environmental problems but may create less waste. And I would like to show you the pictures how we tasting our target audience or target customers. Could you mind sharing my pictures? Okay, I gotta go like back through all this. Sorry. And they will mind before like we get through these pictures. So I will like talk more about like how we done it so far. So we rent a small table in a market and we buying liquid detergents from like macro or like the wholesale shop, and then we sell it in the very local market. At first day, there's many people look at our shop, but there's no one buying it. We only sell 1 bottles of dishwashing detergents from the seller just next to us. They're afraid like we're gonna get F from our final project, so they help us buy some And however, it's like truly a lesson learned from our trial that no one understand what we are doing. And I think it's one of the question that left for me. So we not give up yet. Later on, we trying to do the same things again. We give them a leaflet. We talking to them like we do this and that because we want to reduce a plastic waste. But however, they give us a question like, why should we like reduce plastic waste, or why should you bring our own bottles? Why everything is already in the plastic bottles? And whether it's the real products, because they never seen like both product in bulk. And I start talking to people, then I give them a voucher like 50% off to get a chance to talk to our customers. Oh, and after getting like proper sign, there's less question asking like whether it's a real product. And we get some people from Facebook too following us. At that time, like there's like 300 people liking our message and give us comments, share us up, but in a real life there is no customer. And then we try again in other groups of customer, like group C, who has higher income. We attend an environmental event, and we also set up the same thing. Oops, it's not going through again, please. Okay, here it's we announcing to our page and our friends like we are going to sell about products in environmental event, and if anyone interested, they can bring their own bottles. And even some event people didn't prepare their own bottles, they can just find a bottles like very easily. There's like plastic bottles is everywhere, so they can like fill it up. And then we decide like, okay, we do market research. We found our target like group B people is very easy to talk to, and also like feasible with our financial state for doing a bulk store. Then we start a flagship store at Better Moon Cafe. Rather than liquid detergent, we also have many products as an optional for them to live like zero waste life. We have like menstrual pad, menstrual cup that some of Thai people may never heard before. And also like tea, others. Teachers are also one of our big fans. They came to Real Fields and they also bring the students from the school to learn from us. We do like many activities with kids. And also we do the like more adult activities with corporate companies. We do training, workshop with segregations for those two, but I couldn't share pictures here. Anyway, and this is a group of people who interested to build up our refill stations. So we have been asking like, I want to do the same thing. I want to do refill station. What should I do? Like from like hundreds of people. And we set up a section where everyone meet up with each other and can ask the same question at the same time. And then later on, we have like refill station at Thammasat University, at Chonburi School, at Phuket, and many other places. Even in Siem Reap, you can see like there is very similar design with similar symbols, and in other countries too. Yep, so this is how we begin, gather everyone together, bring everyone together, and everyone have to discover their own customer. And this is our impact, like how many bottles, how many students we have teach and others. Thank you.
I have a question for you, if I may.
Yeah, sure.
Can I get Gig's Re-Reef lotion from Refill Station?
Oh, good question. But sorry, like now it's still unavailable due to the condition and pricing. Like there is some loss by doing a refill station. Like people are exceeding, filling it up, and then they have to like pour it off somewhere else and doesn't pay for those costs. So we are subtracting some loss doing the refill process, like some lotion that not run out of the bottles, some left over. So we cannot afford the sunscreen yet.
Mhm. Okay, it seems to me that since you're both fighting for the same ultimate objective of reducing plastic and reducing ocean impact, there ought to be some way that we could work a deal. Maybe you could talk to each other about that later.
Yeah. We have talked about it for years, but I
Yeah.
still find times and method to fit it together.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Kun An. So let's move on to we would like to ask for more from Trash Lucky. So Kunat, can you tell us about what do you like most, or what do you have like impression for what your team, like what do you love most about your team? Could you share us about the teammates, please? Thank you.
Sure. Just a little bit background. We are a very small team. We're all on a team of 2.5 people. So me and another co-founder and one intern converted into part-time worker. She's still in college, by the way, and she's great. But anyhow, so what I like most about our small team is the commitment. I think everyone on the team is very committed to making this, or at least validating that this trash to lucky draw model will work and will be able to scale across Thailand and Southeast Asia. I mean, like we're doing something new that no one has done before. We don't know. We honestly don't know if it will work, right? Like, but I mean, like at a great scale, and like we're honest with ourselves when we strategize and plan. But like we're pretty proud of our commitment so far. I think after a year of operating, we at least have validated that people are willing to send and exchange their recyclables with our lucky draw tickets. Now, our next phase now is to validate how to scale it efficiently. For example, I mentioned in my slides that like we're looking for partners who have like retail spaces that can act as our drop-off locations. That way, it will make it more convenient for people to drop off their recyclables. They don't have to pack and ship and spend the money to ship to us. They can just basically visit these locations near their homes and drop the stuff off there. We're also looking at integrating with the local informal waste collector into getting them to provide or help us with logistics. But that we probably can't do that until we build enough membership density in certain districts. Then we would be able to provide those waste pickers with an efficient kind of schedule and routes where they can go and pick up recyclables. And in exchange, we save on logistic costs, and we're creating a more stable income for them as well. And for our members, they're getting even more convenient service of picking up from their from their picking up recyclables from their home. So yeah, in summary, I think we at this moment our small team is, or I guess we're pretty lucky to have a small team right now, because you have to be truly committed to jump in this crazy boat and not knowing like whether it will still exist in 2 years or 3 years, but we're doing everything that we can to basically grow and get everyone to recycle.
So it's not it's not about the numbers of members, but it's related to the committing, how committing of your members they are, right? So it's really nice explanation. And also I would like to ask further about your business and about your team. Is that possible? I would like to ask from three of you, like your businesses and startups, is that possible that I can have or understand your company in less than 5 words? Can you describe in 5 words in short? Like what is your company? This description for 5 words. So can I start with Kunat, please?
How about recycling lotto?
Recycling lottos. Okay.
Two
Cool.
words. Good.
Thank you. And next, Kun An, can you describe like within 5 words?
5 words are pretty tough for me though, but I would say like bring your own container to refill.
Okay.
Okay.
Bring
My
your own
turn?
container
Oh.
refuse. Okay. So Kun Ki.
Solution provider for healthy ocean.
Sorry again.
Solution provider for a healthy ocean.
Okay.
Oh, that's 5.
Right. Yeah, I would like to answer Kun Alex about the collaboration between Revive and Refuel. Actually, our sunscreen available in bulk, available in Phuket and Koh Tao, and I think it's also the matter of the shelf life, because once you open it, it has like 12 months, and I mean it's more like suitable for a shop that located in in a tourism area like the beach and Phuket and Koh Tao. But yeah, I have an update price, and I will send the new quotation to you now, Kun Ann.
Yeah, sure. Business talk.
Okay.
Excellent. We are the matchmakers, you see. Speaking of which, I'd like to suggest, I don't know how practical this is, but again, I would think that Kunat has plenty of plastic bottles. Can perhaps one of you make use of those plastic bottles, like a refill station? Don't know. Just thinking of
Accept the plastic donations from our customer, but like if it's 2 numbers, it's maybe a little bit more difficult. But we can provide a lottos, like, and sharing a lotto with Trash Lucky too.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
that would be great if you can. We can incentivize people to reduce as well. So if the price is like your store credit, then we transfer people from recycling to reducing.
Yeah.
And maybe people can drop off recyclables at refill station, and then we'll pick it up.
Sure.
Another good thought. The synergies should be many, because you're all going in the same direction. We're all going together. So we ought to be able to sort of go back sideways and help each other at the same time.
Thank
Good
you,
stuff.
Alex.
Very good stuff.
So we have another question about, so I'm going to ask like the three of you, like, what if you weren't building your startup or business or the social business and or also called like social enterprise? What would you be doing? Like if you're not doing this, what were you doing? So can I ask, Kun An first.
Pardon me again, please.
Okay, sorry. If you weren't building your startup, what would you be doing?
Building my startup.
If you were not.
If I'm not doing my startup, currently I'm an environmental manager at Falun Foundations. So I take almost like 2 full-time jobs, and I still like working on conservation, raising awareness about in various aspects, but of course also focus on waste separations and waste reducing in many areas in Thailand.
Okay. Thank you. And how about Kunat?
So for me, if I weren't building Trash Lucky, I would probably be working at some startups. I was in I was a country manager for 2 startups previously, both in logistics. So one was Easy Taxi. We used to compete against Grab and Uber before Rocket Internet, which is the mother company of Easy Taxi, say this subsidy war is too crazy, it's costing us too much money, and we're going to exit Southeast Asia. And then another one was Delivery. It's a Uber for truck, so it's like for people to rent truck on mobile app. We're available in Thailand, Indonesia, and Philippines. So I was kind of rotating all throughout the region. So if I weren't building Trash Lucky, I would probably be recruited by one of these startups that trying to build like a regional business.
Thank you, Kunat. Can you explain about what were you doing if you were not doing this business? Kun Gika?
Besides working with Relief, I'm also a full-time student, master student, and also a part-time researcher and a part-time lecturer. And if I am not, building Relief, I would definitely doing something in the field of like promoting sustainability.
Thank you so much. So we have lots of questions right now, and Kun Alex, could you please help us to ask the questions from the guest?
Yes, I see the one that came in for Trash Lucky could not has already answered on chat, but I think he should answer on the screen in case people don't have easy access to chat. Where the question is basically, are you going to be able to maintain profitability? I assume when they're talking about, as you mentioned earlier, scaling up too. And this is to Kunat.
Sure. So we're not profitable right now, and we won't be in probably the next 2 or 3 years. We view this as a investment period where we need to build enough or have enough or have a big enough carrot, right? Like price to incentivize people to recycle, and scale in steps. So like big enough incentive will incentivize a group of people to submit us recyclables. As we grow that number of members, we grow in the volume of trash and revenue, and then we can give away even higher price to attract even more members to give us more recyclables, so on and so forth. So the difference between our business model versus existing one is that we do not buy low and sell high the recyclable items. So we incentivize people to recycle, so we get them for basically for free, and then we sell them at 100% margin. Our cost then is purely operational expenses, like more heavily on marketing and the raffle draw prizes. So basically kind of like a marketing cost. So it's a volume game. We just need a lot of people recycling a lot of trash. to break even. And we think that we need about probably 180,000 members recycling with us, so that we can give away 1 million baht prize. If we can do that, then we'll be able to make a millionaire out of people who recycle, and be able to attract like the mass to recycle with us. At the moment, it's mostly the eco-conscious people who are recycling with us. We still need to do a lot more work to get the mass to recycle with us.
Yes, I understand. Thank you. That shows a lot of thought that's gone into this, and some good business basics being attended to as well. Very well done. I would ask all of you, not just Nut, but also Ann and Kik, this is an opportunity. You've got a pretty good sized audience here, concerned people. If you want to put a plug in for any particular type of support, this is an excellent time to do it. And like Nut has done with talking about locations, to drop off locations of things. Very, very good. If any of you would like to put a plug in for that now, Kik, if you want to have any kind of additional assistance with your chemical mixtures, or if you want a refill station, if you want to have any additional products, anything specific, better to be more specific than to say sort of, well, we'd like to have more soap, give a specific, we like more liquid facial soap or something like that, so that the audience, if they've got any ideas, they can share them with you.
Refill stations, we have limitations on scaling. Like doing another shop is not that easy due to the conditions of keeping things, areas, location, and others. And one project which is in our pipeline is creating a machine, so people like this machine can be in supermarket, so have a barcoding to check it out, or in the condominiums where they can do like self-service. But it need a market to reach it, like measure numbers of customer to understand when the machines are standing there alone without people talking to them. And we also need a support on technicals and budget, of course.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but I have the benefit of age here, and I can remember when Coke machines were first introduced to Thailand.
Oh, right.
You would go up to the machine and give your money to a young lady who would be standing at the machine, and she would put the coin in, and she would run it, and she would pick the can up and give it to you.
Oh.
So that the education, the behavioral change, obviously didn't take place right away. It took a while for people to get used to doing that. But of course, they did get used to it. And now people are quite accustomed to it. They're doing, they take water bottle to go in and get refilled with water. And that's pretty critical. They're going to take that home and drink it with their family. So I would think for something as critical as that can be taught, and certainly something as critical as what you're trying to teach could also be taught. It's just a matter of getting through to them.
Mm-hmm.
Just an idea.
Yeah, very interesting. It may not be soon. We may take some time for raising some awareness about like why they need to refill, why they need and to be inconvenienced. Yeah, but still, I think that we want to go.
It was too, again, not that long ago, even here, you would go into a bulk shop and you dip into the bulk and fill up a bag and weigh it. And to some degree, you still do that at markets here, right? So it's almost the same thing. Right. Maybe it's retro, maybe it's going backwards in their minds. But you're right, a little education and a little behavior change goes a long way. Interesting. And Kik, is there anything that our audience might be able to help you with?
Yeah. I would like to share with you 4 points. The first one is that an update about our products. Now our products are available in online, offline. I'm not sure if I can mention the
Sure,
at,
absolutely.
Villa Market, 9 branches in Bangkok and in Phuket, and also at Tops. And another update of our product is that actually you may see that our sunscreen is now served in plastic tube, but actually we have solved the problem, and the sunscreen will be served in the biodegradable packaging. But unfortunately, COVID coming, and we have to hold our plan, and we hope to resume soon in the next few months. And the second point is that I would like to reach out to you, because now we are trying to expand our team, and we are not start from a business person, me as a researcher and my partner as a conservation scientist. And we are looking for anyone who have business background to join our team and expand our business. And the third one is that now for collaboration opportunity with the corporates, because one thing that we would like to do is to develop an effective and sustainable CSR project. So if some of you work in the corporates, big company, and would like to work with us and cooperate with us, so please reach out to us. And the last point is that to make the world a better place, we need to work together. And for Thailand, I think it's not one of us responsibility to solve the problem, because we have to do it together. And what me, myself, Kun Ann, and everyone want to see is that we want to make change in policy level, and that we would need support from everyone to make the government see that they get enough support for that change. And yeah, without stringent regulations, it will be tough for our country to move forward towards sustainability.
Yeah. Absolutely, you're very right. And we just need more people that think like you do and like we do at the end of the day. As you can see, we've got a couple of questions up on the screen here. We can ask the one for Kun Ann, if you'd like, about the oxidation. Can you see that, Kun Ann? What happened to it?
Yes.
It's gone. Yeah, about a problem with taking care of keeping them fresh and keeping the viscosity mixed up and all that.
We're like some certain percents of organic product is not 100%, let's say like 50 to 89%. And of course there are some change in liquid products. So like basically like changing colors, or some organics products are getting more fermented. So we have to keep like the environment temperatures suitable with the liquid detergent, which is like about like room temperatures. And we have to have like enough flow to like turn over it in order to like keep it fresh. Like if you're gonna start like small business, didn't get a big one yet, so you may need a small bulk. And if you have like amount of volume, you can like get a bigger bulk. So each bulk represent the sale rate of each products too.
Excellent. Gunnud, you had some questions, right?
Yes. So I think this one can go to Kun Nat. Like the question is like, I am wondering like whether if that you can generate a profit. Okay, I think this one you already answered. Can we go another question? And okay, whoops, can I pause in the middle? So plastic producers in Thailand are not doing enough, mostly push the burden to consumers instead of taking the issues into their own hands, like not supporting policy. So do you think is that fair, or can we do about it, or can what we are tackling with this? As Kun Kik mentioned before, that through her business, it has to be like attitude facilitators and appropriate infrastructures. What do you think that could be more added up in this point? So maybe apart from Kun Kik, can I ask from Kun Nat?
Sure. So I think like similar to what Kun Gig and Kun Ann say, I think everyone can do more. Not like if we keep on saying, well, this person should do more, this group of people should do more, then nobody's gonna start doing anything. You know, but yes, you know, like the producer can do more as well. But look, it's a complex issue, right? Like the big brands, they have the board members, they have the shareholders that they have to answer to. They need to operate. Right now they operating based on like the top and bottom line, right? So they don't really factor in the impact into the environment, and especially if it will hurt their bottom line. So you know, they could say that like, well, look, you know, our shareholders care more about bottom lines and, you know, not the environment, and therefore we're not doing this. But you know, I don't know. I think it's up to us to make that demand as a consumer, like right? Like vote by our wallet. If we support brands that actually create an impact, or you know, like trying their hardest to change the way they produce, like, you know, maybe they shift to like the refill model. Those are the brands that you should support, and you know, you should stay away from the brands that clearly are just, you know, looking at the bottom line alone without caring about the environmental impact. I think once you do that, we won't even need the government to make that policy of EPR. And EPR is like, again, it's if it's voluntary, it's going to affect the big brands' bottom line, and it's not going to be sustainable for long if the consumer, or if the shareholders doesn't like it, and if the board members doesn't like it. It needs to be like a law, like a policy to make these big brands like take action in a sustainable way. But again, you know, like I don't know, like waiting for government, Thai government to do stuff can take a very long time. It's not impossible, but you have to be very patient. So yeah, I think I will conclude with that. Yes, everyone can do more.
Thank you so much, Kunat. So let's move on to another question. And this one, I would like to ask Kun An about review station experiences from the early days of your business ventures, in which notice that what you are realized, and what do you think about what is the business ventures in which notice that you are on that right away? And also, can I extend more a little bit, because you are the first bulk store in Thailand. So whether can you compare the situation back then and now with other countries? What do you find the uniqueness, or what do you find the identity of you that differences from other countries' bulk store? Can you share us? And then what is your goal to achieve?
Yeah, let me begin with our very first day. So it's very difficult to get to educate customer. And I get a lot of comment on Facebook like Thai people are lazy, Thai people will not do such a things. and they're blaming on the big business, like what you doing is such a very small thing, why you don't let big company do it. And like could not say if we not do it, it's gonna begin. And at those like first periods, there's numbers of foreigners customers than Thai people, about like 90 to 10 or 80 to 20. But later on in a years, we see a big change. We get like about 50-50 Thai customer and foreigner customer. We see that there is a group of people who are interested in the change, but they didn't get enough facilities. And people are more aware of plastic waste. Comparing with our refill station and a ball store in other countries, I think we also do a lot on community service, like trainings, and we creating our shop and then small exhibitions about like waste separation at home. We try to utilize most of the resources we have. We do like composting of the food we serve, and we have like extends to products and corporate service. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kun An. So we are running out of time. So I would like to know more about the feedbacks from our events. So could you please do the Menti again, if you don't mind, our audience? Please scan this QR code or go to menti.com with the passcode or click this link in the chat box. So we will see the feedback later on. Meanwhile, we can stay in this page. And can I go back to Kun Alex? Can you wrap up with our panelists, please?
Certainly, certainly. I can't tell you how impressed I am with the presentations, with what they're doing, and also with the interest that you sparked with what you're doing. I think you should be well heartened with that. Okay, so we are dealing with maybe a niche or a set of niche markets at this time, but it's a start, and people are quite clearly listening. Wonderful. All three of you, there was some very, very common elements, and I happen to know that you did not coordinate. But that said, you still came up with some interesting common themes. You all talked about education, how you have to get people used to, get the market used to your ideas. And at the same time, that sort of creates a community around your mission. And those two themes came up repeatedly. Of course, the goal of saving the ocean, reducing the amount of plastic going into the ecosphere was quite clear. Underlying everything you were talking about, of course, was adaptability, and of course the behavior change to go along with that adaptability. The behavior change on the part of the consumers, and the adaptability on the part of us as producers in our own way to make the ultimate objective more reachable, if not exactly attainable, but certainly we're making steps in the right direction. And what I really liked was that you all agreed, without, again, as far as I know, talking about it very much in advance, that the objective is policy change. There's no question about it, no question at all. You need to give everybody in the game has to be playing on the same board. So that board is, you have to be careful that you're not contributing to the problem. And you're not going to ask them to do that and expect them to do that. You're going to have to make that law. Just the way you make so many other things law. People stop at red lights because of law. They don't stop because they want to, because of the law. So these things have to be worked up to step by step. But excellent work being done by all three of you. And I want to really congratulate you and tell you, you really need to be proud, and so does our audience need to be proud of that. And I hope everybody has taken something away from this that they can use.
So are we have the feedback right now? So we can share our feedbacks and all of the questions that we have, we will answer everyone later on. We will put into the Google Drive or even on the Facebook page. And you can follow us with the Sustainability and Entrepreneurship Center. And I would like to thank you for you too, all of you, and all, especially our panelists that share your valuable experiences with us. And I do really admire all of your business and all of your committing to the environment and also to the society. And we really love to hearing from your story and all of your amazing stories later on. And we would like to see the engagement and create the opportunities in order to achieve the goal of sustainability goals. And we are the part of the business sector. So we would like to thank you for you all. And so right now, I think that it's about our time that we have to end up the discussion. And I would like to say thank you to you, and please see in the next event. And okay, so the slide is not working right now because we have the ending slide. So thank you, and please follow our Facebook page and see you next event. Thank you so much. Bye bye everyone. สวัสดีค่ะ
Bye, bye, bye,
Thank
bye,
you.
bye.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Sawasdee ka.